All right, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Welcome to the first ever episode of Gentleman's Creed Live. For all those who tuned in, I appreciate y'all. So this is my first live. I have to break down my introduction and tell you who I am and what my purpose is. All right. So my name is Brandon King Henry, born and raised here in Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff. From a little small hood called Wheatland Terrace. Shout out to everybody in Wheatland Terrace, man. I love my hood. Wheatland is where I'm from. That is my origin. And I love all y'all from over there, man. I love everybody from the hood. I know we all grow up, get older, have careers, have kids, wives, husbands, or whatnot, grandkids. Life goes on, but you never forget where you're from, right? Shout out Wheatland Terrace, man. Salute to all y'all, right? To those who just tuned in, once again, welcome to the first ever episode of Gentleman's Creed Live. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for joining me. Tonight is an epic night because I start a whole new level of my brand. All right? So thank you in advance for tuning in. Tell you who I am. Once again, I'm Brandon King Henry, born and raised here in Dallas, Oak Cliff, Texas, from a small neighborhood called Wheatland. Shout out to everybody in Wheatland Terrace. It's all love. It's still all dubs. I love y'all, man. And I want to just tell y'all, thank y'all, man, for everybody advancing through life. If you from Wheatland, if you know, you know how it was over there, how it used to be, how we all grew up. Some of us didn't survive it, all right? RIP to those guys. Big Rod, Lil Rod, I'm going to say Big Nick, Spook, CJ, there's so many more that didn't make it up out of there. RIP, and salute to you guys, you know what I'm saying? Life goes on, and your memory is always here with us, all right? I have a brand called Gentleman's Creed, as you can see right there on the back wall, in neon lights. Gentleman's Creed is my brand, which I created about 6 years ago during COVID, and the purpose was to bring back masculinity. All right, I'm gonna say this. This is my disclaimer. I'm not trying to shoot shots at nobody, but it was a whole bunch of zestiness going on, right? Like cats with purses and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Guys with fingernail polish, blouses, things of that nature, man. It was just so much. It was an influx of that. I'm like, okay, I want to be able to do something that can offset that. All right, I understand everybody has their own individuality. I get that. I totally get that. I'm not knocking that. But I grew up in an era where men were men, right? So I created a brand that can re-implement manliness, ties, socks, handkerchief, watches, hats. I also tailor suits, and it was pretty much about just bringing back men dressing like men. That's all it is, and that's all it was. But also, it's about us being confident, right? Walk into a room and owning the room, knowing you dress sharp, you smell good, you're well groomed, people will respect you more. You know what I'm saying? So when I started dressing better, it opened up doors for me. Big time. Big time. You know what I mean? So my theory is this. You dress better, you speak better, people will respect you more. Doors are open for you. I promise you that. That's first and foremost. I'm gonna say my purpose is this. Not just getting us men of all ages, from young boys to older guys, to dress better, but to also be better overall as a man. All right, man. Look, I'm an ex-street dude. I've been down through there. All right, I didn't. Those who know. You know, I've hustled. I've sold pharmaceuticals. I've had several hood episodes. You feel me? You know, I made several enemies. And I've done some time, some hard time. Understand what I'm saying? So I'm an ex-street dude, but they don't define me. My past don't define me. What I did in the past don't define me. Okay? I was 8-ball in them streets, and I'm still 8-ball to a degree, but I'm past the street life. Fuck that shit. They don't define who I am. Although it did build my character. Me doing prison time and selling dope and banging does not define who I am now. Right? Allegedly. I see you, Daenerys. Allegedly. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Us as men, especially street guys, ain't nothing wrong with learning something that'll sharpen your vocabulary or, like, you know, further your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And so once iron sharpens iron, so once we sharpen each other, right, to where we're speaking better and we're dressing better, it'll open more doors for us. I mean, that's corporate America, that's jobs, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just my philosophy. And so far, it has worked for me and work with anybody who I help style for any kind of event like that. You know what I'm saying? It can be something as small as a job interview or a red carpet event. Whatever it is, man, I just think it's us as men, like, dress better. Ain't nothing wrong with having Jordans. Ain't nothing wrong with having tennis shoes. I got a whole bunch of J's, a whole bunch of tennis shoes. But, like, what if you have something coming up? Like, say if your bro getting married, but there's nothing in your closet. You don't have one hard pair of shoes. What do? Right? Be prepared for that. They have you something already cut up. Have you a nice tailored suit already ready to go. Have you a nice pair of Stacey Adams already ready to go. You know what I mean? It's just about us being better as men. That's sons, fathers, which I'll touch on that later, brothers, uncles, friends, homies, whatever it is, man. Just us being better, man. Y'all already know that the world is against us. Everybody's against us. Everybody is against us, man. You know, I want to make it about race, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Look at the time we're living in. Look in the era that we're living in, and what's being force fed to us, either through media or social media. Everybody is against us, and sometimes it's us against us. And I think we should do better. And I think we can do better. Which falls to a perfect segue of this is my purpose, man. The purpose of Gentleman's Creed Live is to bring us together. People with resources, people with plugs and outlets, man. People with businesses, any kind of skill or talent. We can bring it all together, man, and help each other out, network and build. So that's my purpose for this. And as time goes on, and Lord willing, this platform gets bigger, I'll start having guests on here. And I have guests on here with a story. People who are warriors, who are survivors, people with a story. You know what I'm saying? People that can help the next man out. Maybe somebody who I have on here has some information or some input for somebody watching. They can get them hired somewhere or in a school somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be able to give back to us. Ain't nobody else giving back to us. Ain't nobody giving a shit about us. Nobody is. Hey, what's up, King? Say, what's up, baby? Yeah, I see y'all. Hey, King, what's up? I see you, Vanetta. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. All right. Also, Gentleman's Creed Live is about information. whatever kind of job plugs that I have, anybody who's hiring, anything like that, man, get with me. I'm gonna put that information out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's needed too. That's also needed, man. I just know that there's so many good people on hard times, and everybody don't have no money to give nobody, right? But we should have outlets and plugs to people who's hiring to help get them on, and then get them off their mama couch. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, another purpose of this live is to implement instruction and information to help everybody out, bro. Everybody need help. Everybody need help. Keep in mind, this is just the introductory episode. So I'm telling you my purpose and what I'm doing. And the next episode will be a whole lot more in depth. On this site, on this podcast, there's no hate. We ain't hating on nobody. We ain't shooting no slick shots at nobody. We ain't doing no shit like that. Ain't no disrespecting. We don't do that. Ain't no compete with nobody. We're not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. Ain't no negativity over here, man. It's all love. It's always all love. We ain't doing none of that bullshit. There's so much of that going on right now. Too much. It's just too much hating and division between woman and man. Black and white, every goddamn thing, but we get the most hate. We get the most hate. So all I want to be able to do, man, is to give people a voice and give whoever want to come on here a platform to tell their story. I know a whole bunch of warriors and survivors of broken people who have reached out to me, well, formerly broken people who have pulled it together, and I'm going to showcase and highlight them on here too, so they can tell their stories as well. Because their story can mend somebody and fix somebody else's life. Who knows? You know what I mean? The one thing that I want to touch on in my first episode is Father's Day. All right? Father's Day. Just because it's Father's Day week, all right? Now this is a very, very touchy subject because I know some good ass dads, man. I know some good ass dads who don't get no kind of recognition, and it's kind of a slippery slope because I know people say, why should you need recognition or validation for something you're supposed to do? And that's right. That's right. But at the same time, man, like, fathers who are really doing it, who are really doing this shit, don't get enough praise, man. Okay? They just don't. You know what I mean? So, to all the dads who doing it, salute. Y'all some real ones, man. Y'all some real ones. And keep on doing it, man. Like, I ain't just saying just show up at the graduation. Man, show up for everything. Show up for everything. Like, just don't show up for the birthday. Just don't show up for the Easter program. Like, show up for everything, man. The kids will always remember that. They're going to always remember you being there. You know what I mean? We can be better. We can be better, man. And how that saying go, life is life or life be life. That's facts. But you still have to incorporate some time for your kids, man. You have to incorporate some time for your kids. Because if you don't, there will be a point in time in your life when your kid or kids will resent you and not even like you at all. Right? And I know as black men, like we a whole bunch of us come up in a house where it was a single parent household, and our moms had to step up and be both parents. As sad as that is, that shit's true. How many of y'all went through that? I went through that. And I think probably most of my cousins, if not all my cousins, went through that. You know what I'm saying? No shots at my dad. I love the man, but I know we have our differences. You know what I mean? It's a generational thing. Some people say, how how can I be a good dad when my dad wasn't? I get that, but you can change that. You can be the one to break a generational curse. Yeah. You can be the one to break a generational curse. Just because your dad wasn't there for you, man, don't mean that you have to repeat the cycle. Break that shit. Break that shit. It's breakable. You have to want to break it. Now, if there's other elements in your way, like issue between you and the mama, man, that's something you gotta solve. You know what I'm saying? You gotta solve that. You gotta, and that can be solved through communication. Stonewalling your child's mom and not talking to her ain't gonna fix a goddamn thing. You gotta communicate. Like, communication can motherfucking stop wars. You know what I'm saying? Like talking can fix a lot of shit. Call that woman, break that shit down, smooth that shit over, and have more. I ain't saying kiss nobody's ass though. Don't kiss no ass. Don't kiss no ass. We don't do that over here, bro. Nah, I ain't saying kiss no ass, but men are your old wounds if that's stopping you from being a father to your children, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, kids grow up to be adults. And you don't want your grown ass kids saying, man, fuck my daddy. No, we don't know. No, we don't do that over here, man. We need to be better all around as men, especially fathers. Right? Cool. This next segment is for all my ex-street guys, man. I know a whole bunch of guys who either did time or was hustling who have businesses now. Hey, man, y'all are like salute to y'all. You know what I mean? We, because I'm one of those. We kind of get talked about, shit on because of the past, and like some people won't let our past die. We let our past die, but people still bring our past up. But don't let that overshadow what you're doing now. I know some guys who have some legit business, man, who's out there on the block, posted up strong. Or like I know guys who've done years in prison that came home and turned their whole life around, bro. You know what I'm saying? I salute y'all, man, and just keep going, and remember, iron sharpens iron. When you get there, when you meet your goal, pull the next man up, right? Whenever you reach your goal of success, you pull the next man up under you. Give him a shot. You know what I'm saying? Give him a shot. That's how other races have been getting on and staying on for years. Like, them motherfuckers help each other out. Like, you got people, their families moving in under one roof, 2 and 3 families, and everybody working, cooking, and grinding, and there ain't no issues in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or you got somebody who's an actor, turns to a movie star. He'll pull the other guy on. He'll become a star. He'll pull the other guy on. He'll become a star. We don't do that. We don't do that. And so this is another reason why I'm doing this, man. It's like, just hear me out. Just hear me out, man. We need to do better for each other, man. You know what I mean? From the smallest thing, like some of y'all know, I do security on weekends, right? And I don't know how many times black guys come in there, my brothers come in there, and mean mug me. See a white dude and start smiling in his face. What is that? What is that? Like, bro, I'm not your enemy, man. I'm your brother. That's like, we should change. Let's change shit like that first. Let's change shit like that. Even though it's small, it got to start somewhere. So, to anybody who getting on, whether you a street guy or you were raised in the suburbs, it doesn't matter, man. Especially you guys, especially y'all in the suburbs, man. Especially y'all who was raised with a silver spoon in your mouth. Especially the guys who was raised up with it. Like, y'all came up like Carlton Banks on Fresh Prince. Y'all should be the ones to pull the next guy up anyway. Y'all already had it. Shit, the hood guys just got it. But be that as it may, all I'm saying is this. whenever you reach any level of success, pull the next man up. Pull the next man up. Right? It is imperative to us for us to turn this shit around. We in bad shape. I love black people. I love being black. How that meme go? Being black is lit, dangerous, some shit, and that's the truth. It's the truth. It's lit and dangerous. Which goes into this. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm pro-black, pro-life, pro-love. I'm pro-dad. I'm pro-family. I'm also pro-guns. Okay? And I believe that everybody who is of my skin tone should go out and buy a legal firearm. I'm going to say it again. I believe everybody who's of my skin tone or darker or lighter, go buy a legal firearm. Facts. Hey man, I know some close friends of mine, a female friend that has 3 sons. She has 3 sons. And when they found Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder, and she called me and she was brokenhearted because those could have been one of her sons. And that's fucked up. It is so imperative to protect our kids, man. Teach your kids about self-defense, man. Make sure they know how to defend themselves. Talk to them more. Communicate with them more to make sure they're not being bullied. Alright? I've been in my daughter's school before when she was about 12, 13. So some little boy messing with her. I went up there, got in his ass, and then said, "Go tell your daddy." I don't give a damn about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not putting you ain't touching no mind. All I'm saying is protect your kids, man. Everything starts at home. Teach them how to defend themselves. Teach them how to operate and conduct themselves properly out here, man. Because everything, we are the hunted. It don't matter how old or how young we are the hunted. We are. We are. That's why I'm saying, back to the original thought, everybody who's my skin tone or darker, go out and get you a legal firearm. Fuck that bullshit. You gotta be able to protect yourself, protect your family, man. Because it's a cold world. It's a beautiful world, but it's a cold world, man. And we have to make sure that we are on code and taking care of our family and holding us up. And that's real life facts. Last thing I want to touch on is this. I don't consider myself an influencer. I'm not an influencer. I just want to be conduit, like be a vessel to bring us together, man. If you know my background and what I've done when I ran the streets, I'm talking from an aspect of what I used to do. I'm not that way no more. But if you know my history and what I did in the streets, I was an animal. I called myself a gangster. And I hurt people. And all I can say is this. I had to forgive myself of a lot of that shit. Because sometimes it haunts me in my dreams. And I was very, very violent. I was very, very violent. But if you look at me now, you can never even tell. You can never tell that I did 10 years in prison because of that violence. And I did 10 years because of the path I took. because the crime that was committed, I done several times over, allegedly. But it was my time to get caught, and it was my time to sit down. Yeah, it was my time to sit down, and something that my mother told me. Hey, Mama, I see you. Hey, Mama. Something that my mama, Lynette Hartley, told me. She said, son, God plucked you out of that shit and put you away for 10 years and gave you a second chance. Yep. So, even though I spent my first 3 years fighting down there, by year 4, I was doing all kind of, like, I was taking school, class, courses and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I kind of treated prison like school, you know what I mean? So by the time I came home, I was a fine-tuned machine. And it was my purpose to see young men and talk to them, get them right. Bro, you don't want to go down there. You don't want to go down there. You don't. There's 10 years of Christmases, Thanksgivings, my mama's Mother's Days and birthdays I miss, man. You understand me? You don't want to go down there. All my cousins did time. All my cousins did time. Lil P, I see your cuz. Kid 4, Lil P, what's up, baby? Lil P, Chris Henry, OG Chris Henry did time. Tracy Henry did time. Ivanell did time. My Uncle Herbert, rest in peace, he did time. We are felonious. It's fucked up. But we survived it all. Okay? So my whole point of even saying all of that shit, man, is you can bounce back. You can always bounce back. You can always bounce back. Facts. You can always bounce back. As long as you can wake up and see another sunrise, you got action. All right? As long as there's breath going into your lungs, man, you got action. All right? I know time's hard. You got bills. Everything's high. Gas, high, food, eggs, all that shit, rent, mortgage, everything's high. But we still here. We still here. Alright? It's a bunch of motherfuckers who had plans today died last night. I done been a pallbearer I don't know how many times. I done walk my homies to their last resting place. May they rest in peace. All I'm saying is, whatever you're going through, even though times are hard, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. All right, that's my time for my first episode. Like I said, this is the first introductory episode to Gentleman's Creed Live. You see it right there. I hope that whoever needed this got something out of anything I said. I really do. I hope I touched some people. You know what I mean? And I'll be coming to y'all every week, giving you a fresh episode, fresh perspectives and shit like that, man. And instruction and input if needed. Like I said, if anybody's unemployed and looking for a job, man, let me know, and I'll send y'all some links. Last but not least, because I do have a brand, of course y'all see the great hat wall back there. I made all those. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of new pieces exclusively. I'm gonna post them tomorrow, but tonight, here are the exclusives. Clean white. It's so new, I ain't even named it yet. Got a clock top right here. Shout out my guy Bulldog Adams. The Roman numeral. Thank all y'all for pulling up. Anybody who did pull up, man, I really appreciate y'all taking some time out for me. It means the world to me, man. I want to make y'all proud. Shout out to the Henry clan. I love my family. I love my daughter, mom, my sisters, everybody. I love all of y'all. Shout out to Wheeling Terrace. Even though we all growed up, it still does up. The Terror Dome, baby. We here every day. Y'all know the rest. Wheeling Terrace, what's up, baby? Man, look. Stay smart. Stay fly. Most of all, stay dangerous. Love y'all, man.
Peace.